Down 200, that's our reading on the Dow after 13 minutes of business. How about this for a headline? And it's from the Washington Post, and it's from the editorial board, no less. No matter what Sanders says, there's no Medicare for all without trade-offs. Joining us now, Senator John Barrasso, Republican from Wyoming, who is himself an orthopedic surgeon. The Washington Post says you want Medicare for all, you got trade-offs, specifically higher taxes on everyone. That's just one objection to Medicare for all. What's yours?
Well, if you get this one-size-fits-all health care in America, people will pay more to wait longer for worse care. And I will tell you that as a doctor who's taken care of patients for 25 years, that's what you get. And the waiting is not just for the treatments, it's also for the technology. So it's going to be costly and it's going to be complicated, and people are going to lose choice and lose control of their health care.
Now, we've had reports that some doctors are just leaving the profession. Youngsters are not getting into the profession, and one of the reasons is all this electronic record keeping, which came in with Obamacare and which presumably will be much worse in Medicare for all. Is that a problem that you see, the electronic paperwork?
It's become a nightmare, not just for the providers, but for the patients as well, because instead of the doctor listening to and looking at the patient, they're focused on the computer screen. So it's depersonalized the doctor-patient relationship. So the more government gets involved and stands between the doctor and the patient, the worse it is for both. And we're really concerned in Wyoming, Stuart, about our small community hospitals staying alive and open, because the Congressional Budget Office, in its looking at this one-size-fits-all health care, Barney care, they're saying small hospitals will close, and that's going to hit rural America the hardest.
Would you talk to us about the China trade deal and President Trump's threat to impose tariffs come Friday? We noticed that Senator Schumer was very much in favor of the president's hard stand. Would you say that both sides of the aisle are united in agreeing with President Trump on the hard line with China?
Well, let's say a couple of things. One is, what the president is doing is justified. I think it is what has brought China to the table in the first place. The American people understand that China cheats in terms of stealing trade secrets, in terms of imposing harsh, punishing regulations, hard access to their markets. So the president has brought them to the table. Now I think it's time to get the deal done. And in terms of my home state of Wyoming, we're free traders. We want fair trade. We have products to sell overseas. The impacts of tariffs and retaliatory tariffs have hurt the agriculture community. So I think the president is right and justified, but we need to get the deal done now.
I don't think a deal will be done. What do you say to that?
Well, we'll have to see what happens. The president, there's supposed to be a dinner Thursday night. My focus is getting a deal done, and I think the president realizes that as well.
I'd love to have a camera in that dinner. We probably won't get it, though. Senator John Barrasso, Republican, Wyoming. Thanks for joining us, sir, as always.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir.